outside. I would like to be outside getting ready to grill, but I got a problem. I always got a problem. Every time I get on this thing, I always got a problem, don't I? But we can't keep mayonnaise. How you gonna have a sandwich without some mayonnaise? I got burgers, no mayonnaise. Hot dogs, no mustard. I can't keep up with this stuff. And the prices are steadily going up on each and every last one of these items. So I guess we have to do what we have to do. I guess we have to go out here and make our own stuff. Let's see what we got in the refrigerator. Let's see what we got in our pantries. And let's see what we got to be able to make enough mayonnaise to last at least a good month. All right? So, okay, we have a few items here that we need to use to make our mayonnaise, our homemade mayonnaise. You can go out and buy this Hellman's or go out and get you some Miracle Whip or whatever the case may be, but them prices are high. And I'm pretty sure you don't want to keep going back to the store every time you need some mayonnaise. If you like me, I like mayonnaise on almost everything. My sandwiches, sometimes my eggs, make a potato salad. Yes, this is something I need to do too. Make a good potato salad. Heck, just eat it with a tomato and some mayonnaise together. But I can't keep going out and paying this $6.99, $5.99, or whatever else that they're charging at these stores for this mayonnaise. So let's go ahead and make our own. So what we need is your lemon juice. You need about one or two eggs. I'm using one, but if because I'm kind of limited on eggs, but if you use two, it'll make it a little richer. Your clean jar, your clean mason jar. You need a good hand mixer, and this is a Ninja hand mixer or hand blender. You need your salt. Now, I have my pink Himalayan salt. My last little bit of mustard. Yes, mustard goes in mayonnaise. And a good olive oil. Don't get that extra virgin light olive oil, because if you get that extra virgin light olive oil, it'll make it extremely, extremely, extremely runny and nasty. So get one that has like a slight little bit of fat in it. This, even though it says light taste, is not a light. Okay, I've made my mayonnaise with this before. So, all right, let's get ready to get started. So let's start off with the egg. We're gonna put the egg in first. Always make sure your hands are clean, and I've already washed my hands. So we're gonna go ahead and crack open this egg and put it in the jar. You say, why are we putting it in the jar instead of putting it in a bowl? Well, when we blend it up, it's gonna be already in the jar, and that way you don't have to do an extra step of trying to scrape everything into the jar, just in case you don't have one of those the little funnels to put in around the jar. So we're gonna just have it everything in the jar, have all of our ingredients in the jar, and then we're going to take our hand mixer and just mix it up in the jar. All right, so we got the one egg in here, so now I need a half a teaspoon of salt. You can add more depending on how you like your salt intake. I'm just doing exactly what the recipe says, and I'm going to put the recipe below in the description box. So we're going to do a half a teaspoon of salt. You can use either the kosher salt, the pink Himalayan salt, sea salt, if you like. Um, so whichever salt, just as long as you don't use that iodized salt. Whatever you do, just don't use the iodized salt. So we need 1 teaspoon of mustard. Make sure your mustard is shaken up real well, because otherwise you're going to get more of that clear liquid than you are the mustard. And like I said, I use a lot of mayonnaise around here, so I have to keep this on hand at all times. And then we're going to use 1 cup. Let me go get my cup. Be right back. All right. Sorry, I had to go get my measuring cup. So I need 1 cup of your olive oil. Shake it up. Good. Make sure you take the sealer off. And we're going to do 1 cup of oil. All right, that was that olive oil that I had. I got this one from Kroger's. And then we're going to do 1 teaspoon of fresh lemon juice. Should have rinsed this off first. Over here getting my paper wet and stuff. Hold on. We got 1 teaspoon of fresh lemon juice. Now you can either squeeze the lemon in here or you can have your own lemon juice. Like this. Now, we're going to take our mixer, our hand mixer, and we're going to go ahead and put it in your jar and slowly turn it on. It would kind of help if I plugged it in, huh? All right. And you want your mixer to go up and down on it so it'll mix real well. All the way down to the bottom and bring it all the way up to the top. And if you have to, it'd be best if you have a wide mouth jar when you do this, because those narrow jars, you can't get the mixer in. Okay, so we finished. You don't have to blend it that long, probably about a good 30 seconds to a minute. So we finished our mayonnaise. So now we can have mayonnaise to put on whatever we like. And I don't have to keep going back to the store. As long as you have the simple ingredients. Heck, a carton of eggs costs about as much as the mayonnaise do. So if you got mayonnaise, if you got eggs, you got a little bit of mustard, and you got some olive oil and lemon juice, you can go ahead and make, your own, go ahead and make your own, mayonnaise. That'll last you probably a little longer, just as long, if not a little longer, in the refrigerator. Depending on how fast that you use up mayonnaise. And I got a whole complete jar now. And it's good. Tastes just like Hellmann's. Just a little bit better. One thing I did forget to tell you, mayonnaise, when you make it yourself, lasts about 2 to 3 weeks. Every time you use it, make sure or every time you open it up from the refrigerator, it has to go in the refrigerator as soon as you get through making it. As soon as the next time you need to use it, make sure you stir it up, because sometimes that olive oil may start separating from your mayonnaise. So make sure you stir it up. And again, It's only good for 2 to 3 weeks. So don't go making a big old jar if you're not going to use a big old jar. This is a pint size. So use do a pint size, test it out, see if you like it. If you like it, and you know you have a lot of stuff to make, potato salad or pasta salad, or just a lot of sandwiches that you have to make for the family and whatever, then make you a bigger jar. But for right now, start you off with a pint size jar. Okay, start it off with that and see how you like it, and go from there. Okay, so now that we've made our mayonnaise, now let's go ahead and make the mustard. I mean, if we're gonna do a barbecue, we might as well do the mustard for hot dogs and potato salad and everything else, right? Right. Okay. So we need a little bit more. This is gonna require you to do this on the stove. So you're gonna need a pot. Okay. And then your dry ingredients is, um, well, all your ingredients is gonna be a tablespoon of lemon juice again, uh, your salt, and I still have my Himalayan salt. Okay. So then you're gonna need some onion powder, some garlic powder. Believe it or not, you're gonna need some flour. I got the all-purpose flour, organic. You'll need about a cup of water, your ground mustard, and your ground turmeric, mm, and your ground paprika. So let's go ahead and put all your dry seasonings in the pot first, okay? So we're gonna do 2 teaspoons of your salt. I'm gonna double the recipe because I like uh, mustard a lot. While you're also doing that, make sure you have a clean jar. This is a pint-sized jar that I'm using. So I'm going to double the recipe. Ouch. So again, we're going to need 2 tablespoons. Okay. So I'm going to need 2 teaspoons. So if I'm going to double the recipe, it's going to be 4. I'll probably cut back a little bit on that salt because mustard can get a little extra salty. But you, 1, 2, I'll probably put just one more in there. 3 teaspoons of salt. And you're going to need, since it's technically 1 teaspoon of flour, but since I'm doubling the recipe, I'm going to do 2. 1, 2. Then I'm going to need a half a teaspoon of my turmeric. This is my ground turmeric. So it's supposed to be a half. Since I'm doubling the recipe, I'm doing 2 or 1 whole. Then I need what does it say? We need 3/4 tablespoon or teaspoon of garlic powder. So I like garlic, and I'm probably just go ahead and put 1. Oh, that was a lot. Um, of garlic powder in there. Yeah. So it's supposed to be a half a teaspoon or 3/4 of a teaspoon. So I'm gonna go ahead and probably put 2 teaspoons of garlic in there. A half a teaspoon of onion powder. Now I'm using, Instead of regular onion powder, I'm gonna use my homegrown green onion powder. See if I taste the difference in that. But you can use regular onion powder. Then a half a teaspoon of ground paprika. This is my paprika. So if I'm gonna double the recipe, that's gonna be pretty much 1 full teaspoon of paprika. And then 1 cup of the mustard powder. So here's my 1 cup for the mustard powder. That's pretty much gonna take my whole thing of mustard powder, but that's all right. I get some more anyway. Now we're gonna sit this on the stove, and then we're gonna add our liquid to it. And while I'm adding my liquid, get you a whisk so you can whisk it around um, while it's on the stove, because you got to bring this stuff to a boil. So let's get on the stove. So I've already put my 2 cups of water in here. I haven't turned the stove on yet. And it's supposed to be 3/4 cups of your vinegar. So I'm going to go ahead and make it a half or a full cup, and then a half. Now before you turn your stove on, let's go ahead and mix up your ingredients real quick. Whisk it up real good. Make sure all the dry ingredients is whisked up before we turn on the stove, because you don't want nothing burning. You don't want nothing burning. So we're gonna turn it on. Actually, I'm gonna turn it on high, because you gotta keep it. You gotta keep it boiling. You gotta boil it for like 10 minutes. So when I come back with you all, it should be starting to boil. Okay. Okay, you gotta keep it stirring, because if you don't keep it stirring, it's gonna splatter all over your walls, stove, and everything. So keep stirring. And it ain't even came to a boil yet, so it's definitely gonna have to get stirred while it's boiling. I accidentally put too much turmeric in here, but that's okay. I'm trying something different. But I'm gonna put the recipe down below so that you all can have the correct recipe. It's starting to thicken up. You see how it's starting to thicken up? And it's getting ready to start boiling in just a second. But you gotta keep stirring. You gotta keep stirring. Smells so good. It smells just like mustard. Smells just like mustard. And it I haven't tasted it yet, but I can't wait. All right, y'all, there's my boil. And my timer is set on 9:23 right now, but there's my boil. Ooh. And they wasn't lying. If you don't keep stirring, this sucker will splatter all over you. So this is after 10 minutes. So after 10 minutes, we need to add in technically 1 tablespoon of lemon juice, but since we doubled the um, recipe, we're going to add 2. Okay, we added the 2 tablespoons. I couldn't show you because I'm holding my phone and trying to pour at the same time, so that wasn't going to work. So there's 2 tablespoons of lemon juice in here, and we're going to stir it up a little bit more. You see how thick it has gotten? And we're probably going to keep it on simmer for like a couple more minutes. Let it cool off, and then I'm going to put it in my jars. Again, this is all organic stuff, so after it has cooled, um, or after it has stopped boiling and you put your lemon juice in, let's take it off the heat. And then we're going to let it cool off for a while. So we have literally done 2 sauces, mayonnaise and mustard, in less than 20 minutes. Yes, your mustard may not be as expensive as your mayonnaise, but keep going to the store all the time, and then you have to put in that yellow dye and all that other stuff that they're putting in these foods. You might as well just make it yourself. I'm Janae Reed. This is upon this rock homestead, and I appreciate you all coming through. I hope you all can make these sauces and they will be good for you. Do me a favor, hit that like, hit the share with your family, and then leave a comment below. Let me know how they taste for you. You all have a very good and blessed day.